Hi, my name is Jake Paul. For 10 years, I thought Emily Blunt was my perfect high school sweetheart, the love of my life. But on our anniversary cruise, she cheated on me with a tattooed bartender who turned out to be her secret ex, plotting to steal my inheritance. What happened next destroyed everything. Stay with me and let me show you how it happened.
Jake Paul grew up as the pride of Maple Ridge, a quiet Midwestern town where the biggest scandals were late library fees and bad football seasons. From a young age, he carried the aura of someone destined for more, a natural leader with a warm grin, the kind of man parents hoped their daughters would bring home. He and Emily Blunt had been inseparable since high school, their love the kind neighbors bragged about. 10 years into their marriage, Jake believed he had everything: stability, loyalty, and a future he could trust. But beneath that polished picture, small cracks had already begun to form. Emily had always looked like the perfect partner, soft-spoken, graceful, and seemingly devoted. But beneath her calm charm lived a restless hunger she never admitted aloud. Their picture-perfect marriage often felt too predictable for her. She longed for excitement, danger, something that made her feel alive again. Jake never saw the shift. He believed their bond was unbreakable, not realizing Emily had slowly drifted from love into boredom. Her smile hid desires she didn't dare confront, at least not until someone unexpected sparked them awake. To celebrate their 10-year anniversary, Jake booked a luxury Caribbean cruise, 8 days of ocean breeze, champagne, and rekindled romance. He imagined candlelit dinners and long conversations under the stars. Emily imagined escape. The moment they stepped onto the polished decks, Emily felt a strange thrill ripple through her. The crisp ocean air felt like freedom, and she craved something unpredictable. Jake, blissfully unaware, spent the first evening reminiscing about their teenage years, while Emily's mind drifted to fantasies she hadn't allowed herself to explore. Marco entered the story like a spark in gasoline. Tall, tattooed, magnetic, with a voice dipped in danger. He worked behind the ship's bar, but carried himself like a man used to breaking rules and hearts. When Emily first ordered a drink, he didn't just pour tequila, he poured attention, the kind Jake no longer noticed. His flirtation was subtle at first, a lingering smile, a whispered joke, a glance that stayed too long. And Emily, starved for excitement, inhaled every second like it was air. On the second night, Jake drank too much celebrating their anniversary, slurring old stories, while Emily grew increasingly detached. He passed out early, leaving Emily alone under neon lights and loud music. She told herself she was simply wandering the deck for fresh air, but her steps somehow led her back to the bar, to Marco. Their conversation grew bold, electric, crossing lines neither pretended not to see. When he invited her for a walk, she didn't hesitate. Emily told herself it would be one stolen night, just a reckless moment of vacation freedom. But Marco had a way of making danger feel intoxicating. His kisses tasted like rebellion. His touch felt like the escape she'd been craving for years. In the quiet shadow of an empty upper deck, she crossed a line she once swore she never would. When she snuck back into their cabin at dawn, Jake snoring peacefully, she convinced herself it meant nothing. But deep down, she knew she'd opened a door she couldn't close. Back home, Emily tried to resume normal life, laundry days, morning coffee, predictable routines. But Marco lingered in her mind like a song she couldn't forget. The guilt didn't stop her. Curiosity grew into obsession. When his first message arrived, "Miss me?" her pulse kicked hard. She replied without thinking. Soon the texts multiplied, teasing, intimate, secretive. Girls' nights out became Emily's new code for Marco. With every lie, she drifted farther from Jake. Yet she told herself she deserved excitement after years of monotony. Jake sensed something was shifting. Emily's sudden late nights, her glued-to-the-phone habits, the way she flinched when he entered rooms, none of it matched the woman he knew. His instincts weren't dramatic, just quietly persistent. At first, he blamed himself. Maybe he'd been too distracted with work, too comfortable. But the unease didn't fade, it sharpened. Instead of confronting her blindly, Jake did something he never imagined he'd do. He hired a private investigator. The investigator worked quietly, gathering evidence piece by piece. He followed Emily to bars, hotels, and lonely parking lots. He captured photos Jake never wanted to see. Emily kissing Marco with the desperation of someone living a double life. Worse, he uncovered the financial secrets Jake never suspected. Money missing from their savings, unauthorized withdrawals, trips Emily claimed were spa weekends, but were actually getaway nights with Marco. Every detail shattered Jake's image of his marriage a little more. The investigator eventually discovered something far more sinister than infidelity. Emily hadn't just been spending money on dates, she was draining Jake's inheritance from his late parents. The funds destined for their future home, their family plans, their dreams. It wasn't random spending, it was intentional siphoning. When Jake saw the numbers, a cold numbness spread through him. The betrayal wasn't emotional, it was calculated.
The biggest revelation came with a single photograph. Emily and Marco, years ago in high school. They had been lovers before she ever met Jake. This wasn't a new fling, this was a reunion. They had reconnected online long before the cruise, flirting in secret digital corners. Jake realized that the cruise wasn't the beginning, it was the climax of a plan that had been building for years. The love story he thought he'd built with Emily was nothing more than a cover. Digging deeper, Jake learned that Marco wasn't just a tattooed bartender with charm. He had a criminal record, a string of thefts, assaults, and a current probation he was barely maintaining. Emily wasn't just cheating with danger, she was aligning herself with it. Marco had a reputation for manipulating women with promises of thrill and escape. Jake realized he wasn't dealing with a love triangle, he was dealing with a con. The investigator finally uncovered the truth. Emily and Marco had been plotting to drain Jake's inheritance slowly, waiting for the right moment to disappear together. Their plan relied on Jake trusting Emily blindly. They underestimated him. They never imagined he would dig, and they definitely didn't imagine he'd outsmart them at their own game. Jake didn't explode. He didn't scream or break things. His fury settled into something far colder. Strategy. He spent nights assembling evidence, documenting accounts, piecing together a story that would protect him legally and destroy them socially. Quietly, methodically, he prepared for the moment the truth would come crashing down on them both. Jake followed them one evening to a cheap roadside motel, room 14, with flickering neon lights and peeling walls. He recorded everything: the whispered laughter, the kiss at the door, the financial confessions, the plan to finish the job soon. When he finally stepped inside, Emily's face drained of color. Marco tried to posture, but Jake didn't even engage. He simply held up his phone. Proof, power, and freedom all in one. Jake filed for divorce immediately, presenting his evidence to the court. The judge's sympathy was instant. Emily received nothing. Not the house, not the savings, not a dime from Jake's parents' inheritance. Her world collapsed overnight. Marco couldn't help her. He had his own problems closing in. Jake made one final move. Through an anonymous tip, he contacted Marco's parole officer, sharing the evidence of his recent behavior, travel violations, illicit activity, and more. Authorities arrived quickly. Marco, once cocky and untouchable, was arrested without ceremony. Emily watched her partner in crime dragged away, realizing she had gambled everything on the wrong man. Stripped of stability, finances, and the man she thought would save her, Emily spiraled. The glamorous fantasies she chased shattered into reality. Bills, loneliness, and the crushing weight of shame. Maple Ridge, once her safe hometown, now felt like a prison of whispers and judgment. Jake didn't retreat. He transformed. Using his reclaimed inheritance, he launched a charity in his parents' honor, supporting families dealing with financial betrayal and loss. It became a community sensation. He shared his story publicly,
not naming Emily or Marco directly, but offering enough detail that everyone understood the warning. Love without honesty is a house built on sand. Jake's story went viral online, inspiring thousands and turning him into a symbol of resilience. Emily watched from afar as Jake thrived, his smile brighter than ever. She realized too late that she had thrown away the one person who truly loved her. Meanwhile, Jake, surrounded by new friends and opportunities, never looked back. His downfall had become his rebirth, and Emily's downfall became the cautionary tale she could never escape. We have come to the end of the story. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave a like and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more interesting stories. Have a good one.